you, man.
Look at
Finally got the yeah. Finally, I missed the TV head, man.
I did too, to be honest.
Yeah, man. Oh man, it's so good to have you. You weren't on the last episode, right?
No, I don't think I was.
No. All right. Well, cool, man. Good to have you back.
It's good to be back.
And considering we took last week off because it was the 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah, busy weekend. Yeah, Cliff's not here, experiencing some technical difficulties, but who knows? He might pop up mid-show. So we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the meantime, though, ladies and gentlemen, this is Nerds of Well, Antonio Padilla. With me, returning, Mr. Swagtastic, as you can see, no longer a disembodied voice. And ladies and gentlemen, if Swag seems a little distracted, it's because he's got company. And so yeah, we'll have to cut him some slack. But in the meantime, Swag, let's get into it because as you know, we have a lot of trailers to talk about today.
Yep.
A lot. So much so Swag had to get caught up before we started recording. So well,
I did.
pretty fresh in his mind. Let's start out with something family friendly. We got a trailer for the Addams Family 2 coming up. It is of course the sequel to the Addams Family animated film that was released in 2019. I saw the movie. Swag, I know you haven't. Regardless, though, what do you think of this trailer, man?
That was. I saw the trailer for the first one back in 2019, and I was super interested in it. It looked really funny, just really good, and I wanted to watch it. Never got around to it, and I still want to watch it. Seeing the second one, it's like, yeah, I want to watch these movies. I want to get caught up with the first one, and then I want to watch the second one, because it's, you know, it's that thing of like, it's the Addams Family, like it's great.
Yeah.
And especially like, you know, like with this animation, it's like you can really do a whole lot with it. And I mean, clearly, I mean, look at the what they're doing with this one. But like even just like the plot and the story to this one just seems like really a really interesting idea. The Addams Family on a road trip, a family road trip.
Yes.
That sounds great. Like yeah, like I want to watch it for sure. Like it looks good, and the cast too. The voice cast is amazing.
Cast is phenomenal. You know, Oscar Isaac once again as Gomez. I think like everybody returned from the first one. The only one I know for sure who didn't was Finn Wolfhard as Pugsley.
Yeah.
I know they got someone else. I don't know why. Whether it was a scheduling thing or whatever. But yeah, I know he is not returning for the sequel. Off the top of my head, I don't remember who's replacing him, but just based on the trailer alone, it's like you probably wouldn't even notice because I certainly didn't. Yeah, no, I agree, man. I think it's just seeing the trailer. Yeah, the idea of the Addamses going on a road trip, a family road trip. It does sort of, to me, that's sort of the essence of the Addams Family is like taking this spooky sort of offbeat family and then dropping them in sort of traditional family scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see what that's like is kind of what the Addams Family is all about. So yeah, I'm all for it. And also, there's some great references in the trailer alone to the original comic strip. Like there's a moment in the trailer where you see Fester, Uncle Fester, like they're at the beach, right? So he's in the water, but he has the shark fin on, so he's clearly people at the beach. Like that's from the original comic strip from way back in the day. So yeah, man, little stuff like that pleases me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm into it, man. I can't. Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's the trailer for the Addams Family 2, and that will be hitting theaters, only in theaters, not August, October.
Oh, yeah,
I'm so used to saying August because everything's dropping in
it's
August.
dropping in August. Yeah.
But yes, October 1st, only in theaters. And somebody pointed out that this trailer dropped on a Wednesday, which is pretty funny. That's pretty
Yep.
good. I don't know if that was on purpose, but that's pretty good. So,
Yeah.
yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you've seen the trailer, let us know what you thought. Are you looking forward to it? What were some of your favorite moments? Notice. All right, let's get to another trailer. A movie I'm very much looking forward to. It's a sequel to a movie I really, really enjoyed. Came out back in 2016. We got the first trailer for Don't Breathe 2. And this movie, again, I'm a big fan of the original, and I'm a big fan of that movie's director. Uh, he directed the 2016 Evil Dead. He directed Don't Breathe, amongst many, many others. He is not directing this sequel. He is an executive producer and a co-writer. Uh, the co-writer on the first film is directing this one, but Federer is still very much actively involved, so much so that he's been doing a lot of press in regards to this movie, in regards to the trailer alone, which we'll get into. We'll get into. Swag kind of already knows what my thoughts were, but Swag, again, you have not seen the first, although you know how much a fan I am of it and Federer
Yeah.
just in general.
Yeah.
I know you saw the trailer for this movie. What were your thoughts, man?
It looks good. And like yeah, like you brought up concerns of certain
Yeah,
things, and I could see like when I was watching it, I could see like how that could have popped up. But I mean, like it's like hearing like your thoughts on the first one. Like I was interested in the first one, but watching this trailer for this one, like yeah, I think I should definitely check out the first one.
yeah,
Uh, because it's a really good, like a really good idea for like
yeah.
a character in a horror film or just in film in general. Like it makes things really interesting, especially in like just the trailer for this one.
Yeah,
You get to see like a lot of creativity with what this character can do. And I'm sure
yeah,
it's like
and
it's
that's,
the same thing with the first one,
yeah,
which is great.
exactly.
So yeah, like I definitely need to check out the first one because I definitely want to check out this one too.
Yeah, the first movie is, I was gonna say, part of what made it so entertaining and watchable was like it's a great concept, but Fede as the director is such a creative person that there's such creativity on display in terms of the filmmaking in that first movie that I'll sit there and rewatch it over and over again, just trying to figure out how he did certain things. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
He is legitimately one of my favorite directors to emerge from the last decade, and so yeah, I was a big fan of that movie, and yeah, this just the trailer alone is like, okay, again, like Betty's not directing this one, but it's like you can tell he made enough of an impression that his collaborator was like, okay, I've got to raise the bar, so
yeah,
that's pretty cool. Um, the thing that I hinted at earlier was if you've seen the original movie, you know that the blind man played by Stephen Lang is the villain in the first movie, and if you've seen the trailer for this one, it kind of looks like they're trying to turn him into a hero of sorts. And my concern was always like, well, he's not a hero, like not even an anti-hero. He's a terrible monster of a human being. Like if you've seen the photo, and like try as you might, there's no way you can redeem that character if you've seen the first movie. Like that, he is not a good. So seeing the trailer, I was a bit concerned because it's like it looks like he's supposed to be the hero of this movie. And I don't know if I like that. Uh, which is funny because apparently I wasn't the only one who felt that way. So much so that Fede Alvarez had to make a statement on Twitter about it. And he said, no, 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 no. You guys can rest assured he is not a hero. And we're not trying to make him a hero. If anything, he is an anti-villain, which is a term not thrown around very much in Hollywood or just in storytelling in general, but it does exist. Anti-villain is kind of the opposite of an anti-hero, where, make no mistake, they are a villain, but they don't believe they are a villain, you know?
Yeah.
And so Fede is like, no, 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 like, he is a terrible person, and the past is going to catch up with him. And I'm like, okay, sigh of relief there. I was like, oh, cool. Like, you know, and again, it's that thing where it's just like, he is not a good person. And, you know, he's a great villain in that first movie. He really is. And that's kind of what makes that movie work. It's like, no, don't try and turn that guy into a hero, because he's not. But yeah, no, no, no. Again, like, I saw the trailer and I was like, okay, I'm a bit cautious about it, but I'm into it. Let's watch. And then Fede kind of put any concerns I had to rest. And so now I'm like, all right, I'm in. Let's do it.
Yes.
So yeah. Any other thoughts on this, Bob?
No, just excited to. Well, I mean, first off, catch up and then see this one as well.
Yeah. Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, the trailer for Don't Breathe 2 coming at you once again only in theaters August 13th. Another August release. So that's coming up real soon, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, if you've seen the first movie, did you enjoy it? How did you feel about it? Let us know what you thought. Do you have the same concerns that I did? And you can rest easy. Yeah, let us know. All right, we have another trailer, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a real trailer heavy episode. A lot of trailers came out over the last 2 weeks. We have a trailer for a movie. It's not really a movie. It's more of a documentary. I wanted to throw it in here because it does deal with. While the documentary is not necessarily the focus of it, and you'll understand real quickly. So there's a documentary coming out called Val, and it is about Val Kilmer. This is something he put together, collecting footage that he himself has shot over the entirety of his career as an actor, including all the way back in the 80s, which is astonishing that he was documenting his life like that. But still, sort of the way people do online nowadays. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And the fact that he is able to turn that footage into a documentary that he can release is awesome. That shows a lot of foresight on his sort of thinking forward the way that he did all those years ago. And the reason I bring up Val Kilmer as like a nerd icon, like obviously, he's been in movies that permeate pop culture, including like Top Gun, and obviously he was Batman, amongst many, many, many other things, playing Jim Morrison and whatnot. Like, the man is an icon, he's a legend. But like the key focus of the documentary seems to be his most recent struggle with throat cancer.
Yeah.
And how that has sort of impacted his life and his career. And yeah, like Val Kilmer, through all of his sort of and like accolades as an actor and like everything he's sort of gone through just recently in the past couple of years. Yeah, man, I'm really interested in watching this because he's someone who has always sort of been in my life, just in pop culture. And like I said, obviously, I'm a big Batman fan. I grew up. He was one of the guys I grew up watching in the cowl. So obviously, like, he's a person who has a special place in my heart. And I've been aware of his struggle with cancer recently, and it's something that I have always sort of, it kind of hurt to know that that was something he was going through, and wishing him well and hoping that he beats it, he comes out of it. Obviously, he has, but for him to document it and put it out there for the world to see is sort of, I can't wait to watch it. So Swag, what do you think of this trailer?
Yeah, no, it was like at first, like yeah, I knew it was going to be a documentary about Val Kilmer, and I was like, okay, cool, let's do this. But then, like, finding out that it's like all stuff that he recorded
Yeah,
is like, yeah, that makes things even more interesting. 'Cause it's like we're going to be seeing things through his perspective, pretty much. And
yeah,
it's, but and yeah, like again, like it just makes things even more interesting, and it gets me even more excited to see this journey that he's been on in his life.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, like like I agree with you. It's like, yeah, like Val Kilmer was he was a Batman that I also grew up with. It's like, sure, it wasn't like a movie that came out when I was watching, but like I still watched that movie, and
mhm,
it was, I still remember him, and like even in other things too. Uh,
yeah,
so it's just great to. It's gonna be very eye-opening to see all these things that he's been holding on to for so long, and just to kind
yeah,
of get a look behind the scenes and everything. It's going to be interesting to see his life.
for sure. Yeah, and it's even kind of like the thing that kind of excites me about it is knowing how many like icons he's worked with in his career,
Yeah,
like getting to see like a behind the scenes look, like you said, through the eyes of Val Kilmer. Like he worked with Brando, and
yeah,
he worked with Tom Cruise. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like like that's exciting to me. Again, I don't know how much of that stuff we're gonna see, but just the prospect of it is pretty
yeah,
exciting.
yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah, I can't wait. This was certainly something unexpected. I didn't until I felt it. Um, yeah, very, very excited to see it. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be streaming on Amazon Prime Video, beginning August 6th. Again, an August release. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. If you've seen the trailer, let us know what you think about it. If you're excited to watch it. All right, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Swag. We got a lot of trailers to get through today before we even get into other news.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I believe on the last episode, Cliff and I talked about the announcement and the cover artwork for Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms. And let me see, when did this trailer dropped last week, so obviously we didn't get an episode out to talk about it when it dropped. But we got the first trailer for Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms. And Swag, I'm so excited for this movie. I mean, we gushed about Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge when that movie came out last year. Obviously, this is something I think we're all greatly anticipating. What did you think of this trailer, man?
Oh, I was hyped. Like I saw it pop up on my recommended the day it was released. It was like the first thing I clicked on, and I watched it, and like seeing the arena, like at the
Yeah,
first shot of it, and then seeing Shao Kahn and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I was just excited all the way through, and like seeing all this others, like this crazy stuff, like the war that's going on, and
yeah,
seeing our characters come back was also cool. Uh,
yeah,
but also getting like
um,
new ones too. Like that's gonna be
yeah,
great. Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited to continue this story in this version of the story, and I can't wait to hear this voice cast again and all the new people that are gonna be joining. It's gonna be great.
yeah. Well, yeah, man, I agree 100% with everything you said. Like, it looks phenomenal. New characters. I know there's a character popping up here that I know Cliff is probably excited about, and Unfortunately, he doesn't get to be here to talk about it, but yeah, man, it looks so good. The animation looks, just as with Scorpion's Revenge.
Yep.
Also, I think that it does appear that this one is going to be more focused on Liu Kang, and I
Yeah.
like that. I like that a lot. Also, like the tag at the end of the trailer where it's like, oh, we are going to get a follow up to the whole Scorpion Sub-Zero thing. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, why wouldn't they? But it is nice to see it here in the trailer.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. We had so much fun watching Scorpion's Revenge. The team over there at Warner Brothers Animation, like they always deliver, just like with their DC animated movies. And if Scorpion's Revenge is any indicator, like they're gonna deliver another great time with this movie. So
Yeah.
I have nothing bad to say, man. Like I'm just
No.
excited.
Yeah, same.
The trailer looks great, and yeah, can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, yeah, this is gonna be. Oh man, definitely. And like it's so great too. Like we got that trailer, and I got around to playing Mortal Kombat 11 again.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think like my Mortal Kombat hype levels are back up to 100.
that's always a good thing. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, before we even get to the end, so go check out Swag's YouTube channel because there's some MK content over there right now. It's pretty good.
Yep.
So, yeah, go check that out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are anticipating Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms as much as we are, let us know what you thought of the trailer, and let us know what you thought of Scorpion's Revenge. I don't know if we ever mentioned like, hey, let us know what you think last time, but let us know what you thought of that one. All right. Let's get into the next trailer we have, and this is another follow up to something we talked about. What was it, about a month ago, Swag?
I believe so.
I think it was about a month ago. Yeah. But we got a teaser trailer for Masters of the Universe Revelation, and now we got the first official story trailer, which helps flesh out the story, obviously, that we're going to be dealing with this for this series. And it's also interesting. It is. We should note that this is the trailer for part 1. So, hopefully, I don't know how many parts we're going to get to this, so I'm just as much in the dark on that as all of you are. However, let's talk about this trailer, Swag, because, we talked about it the last time we had a trailer where it's like, obviously, Cliff and I grew up. This is a character, a story that was very prominent in our lives. But, like, even you kind of expressed maybe not a knowledge, but an awareness of the character in the story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, how do you feel like seeing this trailer and sort of seeing the story that they're going with this time around?
Oh, yeah. Like I was interested with the teaser trailer, but like yeah, seeing this full trailer and like getting a glimpse at the story and what they're doing, yeah, I'm definitely interested to see this, to watch this.
Yeah.
Especially like it's a thing where like I don't think like I explained it very much when we talked about the teaser, but yeah, it's like I've been getting into like this whole fantasy thing recently, and it's kind of been my thing that I just enjoyed getting into. Especially with you, like we've been having a good time with some stuff.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, no, seeing that, like, yeah, I wanna watch this. And I wanna get into the world and know these characters and check it out
Yeah,
for sure.
for sure, for sure. And the other thing, like we didn't even talk about this the last time we were talking about the trailer, but like we didn't even get into the cast for
Yeah,
this show. Like this cast is amazing. Like obviously Chris Wood, who provides the voice for He-Man / Prince Adam. Chris Wood, for those of you who don't know, I think his sort of breakout role was on Supergirl. He played Mon-El. That's also where he met Melissa, and they fell in love and got married. Um, so yeah, he's the star of the show. But like also Kevin Conroy is in the show,
Yeah.
um, as well as Mark Hamill. He's the voice of Skeletor. I'm
Yes.
looking at Lena Headey is in the show. Justin
Oh
Long,
wow.
like Henry Rollins, Stephen Root, Alicia Silverstone. Like, holy crap, this cast is incredible. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, I could go on and on and on because there are names on here that like Liam Cunningham, like what is Sarah Michelle Gellar? Oh my god,
Oh,
this cast is phenomenal.
stacked. Man, holy.
Yeah, super incredible cast. But yeah, no, the trailer, man, the trailer. I love this animation style. I
Yeah.
think it,
Same.
obviously, it doesn't look like the original series, but the designs and everything do harken back to it, which I love. And yeah, man, I'm excited, man. Like I get, like it's a great time. Like if you grew up in the '90s or whatever, like this is a great time because like everything we loved back then is sort of having its comeback. Not that it ever went away, but like it's all sort of being pushed right back into the zeitgeist, and it's awesome, man. I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could not be more happy or excited for this to premiere, and it premieres this month, July 23rd on Netflix. So, any other thoughts, Wag?
Uh, I do want to, because you brought up Mark Hamill. I do want to mention yeah, like hearing him as the character in this trailer, like that was awesome. Like that
Yeah,
was great. Like I knew he was gonna nail it, but like actually hearing it is like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, no, it's yeah. Hearing Mark Hamill as Skeletor was great. I also just loved hearing because I knew it was Chris as Prince Adam / He-Man. I knew that for a while now, but just hearing the voice and hearing him, deliver the "I have the power" like that was
Yeah.
phenomenal. That was great. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Masters of the Universe coming out here this month on Netflix. Let us know if you're excited if you're going to be tuning in. All right. So that's going to bring us to Swag. I believe this is the final trailer we have to discuss today. And probably the one I saw make the biggest impact on the internet, considering it was only released yesterday. um, so, and yeah, as of this recording, it is number one trending on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, we are recording Friday, July 9th, 2021. So yes, Marvel Studios finally dropped a full trailer for their first Disney Plus animated series, What If? And this is, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty cool. I like this. Although everybody knows I'm into the big, like, in DC they call it the Elseworld tales. In Marvel it's the What If. But I just love those versions of stories. Like here's a familiar story or a familiar character, but here's one difference that makes a huge change to who the character is or what the story is. So
Yeah.
I'm always interested in those kinds of stories. I really am. Um, so yeah, you can bet I'm very interested in this series. What did you think of the trailer?
It was awesome. Like it was. Yeah, it was the thing where we've been saying it, like Marvel's kind of been bringing it back for me, and like seeing this trailer, like yeah, I'm pretty interested to see these different stories and how they're gonna tell them and what's gonna happen. It looks
Yeah,
great. It looks really, and like the animation style too is really good. I like that.
yeah. Yeah, the animation is really, really cool, really creative. Yeah, the animation just looks gorgeous, man. Looks beautiful. Um, I do have to note, though, for anyone who's wondering, certain characters have been recast for
Yeah.
whatever, like it was pretty obvious just from the trailer that that's not Robert Downey Jr. as Tony
Yeah.
Stark slash Iron Man, and it is not. Also, Chris Evans will not be returning to voice Steve Rogers, and if I'm not mistaken, that is not Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Stephen Strange. And there are a few others that have been recast, but they did manage to get, I think, some of the most important ones. Like obviously, we heard Chadwick Boseman's voice in the trailer, and that was nice. I saw a
Yeah.
lot of reactions to that online. Um, Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger. That's great. That's always a
Yes.
great get if you can get him to come back.
Always.
Yeah. um, but yeah, man, I am legitimately interested in seeing what these new takes are, what these alternate stories are. Yeah, I'll be there, man. You got me. So yeah, anything else, Swag? Anything else you wanted to mention?
No, like I'm definitely gonna be checking this out when it releases on Disney Plus.
Yeah, same. Uh, yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, Marvel Studios What If streaming on August 11th, another August release, so that's real soon. Only on Disney Plus. So if you're gonna be checking that out, let us know. Let us know what you thought of the trailer. Are you as excited to see these alternate takes on beloved characters and stories as I am? Just all right. Eddie, Swag Boy, my boy. That's going to do it for trailers for today. Now let's get into some of the news, some of the other news we have, because believe it or not, we do have other news to talk about. So the first piece of news is a piece of casting as follow-up for something that I believe we spoke about in the last episode. Transformers: Rise of the Beast, as we reported previously, is the next Transformers movie coming out. It is a sequel to the 2018 Bumblebee movie. It was set in 1994, directed by Stephen Caple Jr., who previously directed Creed 2, the same year that Bumblebee came out. So that's pretty cool. And if you'll remember, he did mention Optimus Primal when we spoke about the movie. And so guess who was cast recently, Swag? And
Oh boy.
this was announced. So we do know who will be providing the voice for Optimus Primal, and it's none other than, drumroll please, Ron Perlman. I'm
That's awesome.
so so into that, man. I'm so into it. Ron Perlman, one of those guys. I mean,
Yep.
number one, great actor. Number two, great voice.
Yeah.
So, and if there's anybody out there whose voice, anyways, could stand toe to toe with, uh, why am I blanking on his name right now? The gentleman who voices Optimus Prime. Uh, this is gonna drive me crazy until I remember it.
Let's see. Google, trusty
Peter Cullen.
Google.
Peter Cullen. That's his name.
Ah, yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
there we
So if there's any, but I don't know why I forgot that. He's such a he's such a legendary voice actor. But regardless, if there's any actor with a voice who can stand next to Peter Cullen, I definitely think it's Ron Perlman for sure.
go. Yeah. Yeah,
So
definitely.
how do you feel about this one?
That man, I was already pretty excited and pretty hyped for this new one, but yeah, when you get Ron Perlman to do a voice or even just to play a character in general, like I'm in 100%. Like his, he hammers out great performances, and again, it's that voice. Like he's amazing. He's awesome.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, I agree. Ron Perlman, easily one of my favorite actors of all time, and Again, and Swag, like, what are your thoughts on Stephen Capel Jr. directing this film? Because I know you and I are both big fans of. I mean, we're big fans of Rocky, and obviously we love the Creed movies. But I think you and I both were impressed by his work on Creed 2, especially considering he had the daunting task of taking over directing duties from Ryan Coogler, and he more than delivered.
Yeah,
So, what do you think about him taking on this movie, man?
it's exciting because it's like we watched Bumblebee when that came out, and that was a good movie, especially it's Transformers, and that's like you kind of lost me on the Michael Bay universe of those films for a while there, and kind of seeing that one, kind of refreshing everything and doing a new take on it, like it was really good. But like and
Yeah,
like it's that thing again where he's kind of got the responsibility to follow up on that type of energy
yeah,
again. And he's done it before, so I've got confidence that this sequel will be good.
yeah. No, that's very well said. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. We've seen what he's capable of, and he more than rose to the challenge last time. And so, yeah, I have 100% faith in him. You know what I mean? Like, he delivered one of my favorite movies of the last couple of years. It's like, yeah, of course. Like, give him one of these for sure. He's gonna do great. So, yeah, I agree 100% with everything you said. Yeah, man, I'm just so excited. I'm with you though, man. Like, I don't even. You didn't even see the last two Michael Bay Transformers, did
Oh
you?
my goodness.
Did-
Like I
yeah.
think like I saw the trailer for the first one that Marky Mark was in, and then I didn't actually even watch it, and like that was it. That was the stopping point for me.
Yeah, they're not good. I mean, I kind of went on a rant about it to you
Yeah.
privately, and I was like, oh my God, those movies, it was so bad, so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like you said, like I'm glad that they kind of sort of handed the reins over to other directors who, don't have a penchant for going as over the top and
Yeah.
have more of a cohesive vision, coherent vision, I should say.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm just, yeah, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what it ends up looking like and what it ends up being. You know, like I said last time, the idea of, a Transformers movie set in the '90s has me excited for multiple reasons. Like, I'm hoping we get a dope '90s soundtrack for this one, considering we got a pretty dope '80s soundtrack for Bumblebee. So that's gonna be pretty cool, I think.
Yeah. Definitely.
Any final any final thoughts, Vlad?
No, man. Just give me that release date. That's get me even more excited.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you think. Are you looking forward to this movie? And what do you think about Ron Perlman as the voice of Optimus Primal? I think that's all right. Let's get on to our next news story, Swag. This one pretty cool. It's very cool, actually. Not going to waste any time, ladies and gentlemen. Michelle Yeoh has been cast in the prequel series The Witcher Blood Origin. And I'm so excited. She is incredible. All right, she's a fantastic actress. She's been so many of my favorite movies. I could try and list them all, and I would probably not do a good job. But yeah, so this is for the prequel series at Netflix, The Witcher Blood Origin. We previously reported on it a couple times, and yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of casting news for it. This again has me very excited because Michelle Yeoh is a fantastic actress. She's one of my favorite actresses of all time. Like I said, she's been in so many of my favorite movies. I'm so excited. Well, how do you feel about that? Again, like for anyone who doesn't know, I know you still haven't seen season one of the show, um, but you are sort of more of an expert in this realm than I am. Um, So yeah, how do you feel, man?
It's definitely interesting and exciting, but also I do want to mention I did start watching the first episode. I didn't finish it, but I do intend on doing that. So I'm getting there. Baby steps, people. I'm getting there.
That's good.
uh,
That's good to know.
and yeah, like just to give like quick impressions, like so far, like I'm loving it. Like the opening to that first episode's like, yeah, I'm all in. Like let's do this.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
so yeah, no, definitely exciting. Uh, News, like it's we're getting more casting, more characters for these really interesting and really wild stories. Uh, so yeah, I mean, I gotta get caught up because I want to see where this all goes.
yeah. Season 1 was great. Like I said, I never read any of the books. I never played the games, but like that show fully had my interest. Like it's just such a well put together show. There is a bit of information on the character that Michelle Yeoh will be playing for the series. She's playing a character, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Siam.
Mm.
It's spelled Siam. She is described as the very last of her nomadic tribe of sword elves. No one can come close to her artistry with the blade, and no one carries as much loss within their heart. When a chance presents itself to retrieve a stolen sacred sword taken from her fallen tribe by nefarious means, she launches herself into a deadly quest that will change the outcome of the continent. Sounds pretty cool.
Yep.
Definitely sounds like she's going to play a major role in the series. So that's pretty cool. Does any of that sound familiar to you, Swag? Anything at all?
No.
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 All right. Again, I'm just trying to gauge like where any of this falls.
Yeah. Yeah. To help understand things better.
Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, like I said, Michelle Yeoh, such a prominent figure in show business. She is a co-star on Star Trek Discovery, which is a show that I sort of raved about when I first saw it. She will be seen in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. She was also in one of my favorite movies of all time. I bring it up all the time, Sunshine. As well as she is a former Bond girl. So that's very cool. But yeah, so the show is still currently in, I think it's safe to say, pre-production, because they're still casting. So we don't know when this is going to air. Although it's worth noting, Swag, I don't know if you knew this, WitcherCon is going on this weekend. Started today. Yeah,
Oh wow.
the Witcher has its own con. So that's
Nice.
pretty cool. I did see this morning. I woke up and there was McFarlane Toys. They didn't reveal the figure, but they teased the Henry Cavill Geralt.
Nice.
They showed it from behind, but again, it's like I can't wait to see it because that's gonna be cool. They did already reveal their Witcher 3 action figure, which looked incredible. So yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on this the Netflix figure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, that's the news on that's casting news for this week. Let us know what you think. All right, Swag, let's get into games because we have a bit to talk about before we get into the rest of our show. Let's start with a trailer. Again, another trailer, but this is games related. So there was a trailer that dropped this is a couple weeks ago. Yeah, so this would have been 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes.
We got a trailer for the video game Aliens Fireteam Elite, which is something I didn't even know was happening until I saw this trailer. Swag, did you know this was happening?
I did, but I kind of lost track of it because nothing's really, at least none of the channels that I follow were talking about it.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think that's sort of the reason why I didn't really know because I do a whole lot of stuff. But we got like to give people sort of a background. I think like you and I did games Colonial Marines, and again I know that's the game that gets a bad rap. You and I played it when it came out, and we enjoyed that game. Like we had so much fun playing.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I still have
So much
fond
so
memories
that
of that game.
yeah, so much so that it's like I hear people talk about it and say like negative things. And I don't think we were playing the same game, but
Yeah.
so we greatly enjoyed that game. And then obviously like Alien Isolation came out, and that was a great game as well. You and I are big fans of the Alien franchise, and we've enjoyed the games that we've gotten in the last 10 years or so. So obviously, I saw the trailer for this game, and I'm like, this looks really cool. I
Yes.
can't wait to play it. And apparently, it's dropping soon.
Yeah. Next month.
So we will again another August thing, but
Yeah.
we'll get our hands on it soon, ladies and gentlemen. But Swag, what do you think of this trailer, man? What's the vibe you're getting from it?
It's I don't know. It's hard to tell because it looks like they're gonna try and do something similar to the. Well, I guess if I was gonna go that route, like it looks like it's gonna be like a Left 4 Dead type game, where it's hordes of aliens and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have to
yeah,
get from point A to point B, which still like that's pretty much what Colonial Marines was anyways.
yeah,
So it looks fun, and by the looks of it too, like it looks like we're gonna be able to customize our Marines because there's a pre-order
yeah,
bonus for the bandana, which looks cool.
yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Thought that was cool.
Yeah, gameplay wise, like I mean, so far it looks fun, and like seeing all the different variations of the Xenomorph like that. We already got to kind of experience that with Colonial Marines with all the different ones that we had to fight, but
Yeah,
these ones are completely different, and like it's gonna throw a mixing gameplay, and I can't wait to experience that. But also, like I said this when I was watching it, like the environments uh,
hmm
for the game, like we're going into places that Colonial Marines didn't take us,
yeah,
and that's gonna be fun. Like especially like iconic places, like from the films. Uh,
yeah,
that's gonna be very fun.
yeah. No, because I even saw the the statue of the engineers from
Yeah.
Prometheus, and I was like, that's cool. That's not in any of the previous games. That's awesome. So yeah, no, I think it looks fun. I think it has the potential to be a really really fun game, and
Yeah.
obviously it also has the potential to be a piece of crap. But
Yeah.
we'll just have to wait and see. You know, like I'm not going to make any assumptions based on the trailer. Again, like I think it looks fun, but we
Yeah.
won't know for sure until we actually get some hands-on experience. But you know, all in due time. So
Yeah.
no, as of right now, I'm pretty excited. I'm optimistic. We'll see. I'm sure you and I will play it, and we'll give our review when that time comes. So,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm excited.
any final thoughts, Well?
No, just I hope it comes out and I hope it's good. Hope we get to jump into the alien universe once more.
Agreed. Agreed. All right. So now I'm gonna hand this up to you to give us our update on Fortnite.
Yep. Okay, so uh, we got the final issue to the Batman Fortnite crossover comic. Uh, with that, we also got the armored Batman finally, and it looks super sick. Uh, Interesting thing to note about that armor and its significance to the story, it was actually a clone of Batman who made that armor. And they fight each other in the comic, which is cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's out currently. I don't know for how long, but if you want to pick that up, you can. But the big thing that I would love to get into is how the comic book ends.
Yep. Take us there, Swag. Take it away.
So just, we're gonna go for it. No waiting, no time wasted. Lex
Spoiler alert.
Luthor. Yeah, yeah. Lex Luthor shows up, and he's talking with Deathstroke, who made it out of the loop and is back in Gotham. Well, not Gotham, in Metropolis, and this explains why Superman is in the game. Lex and Deathstroke were talking with Sloane, one of the big bads in the Fortnite universe, and she opens up a huge rift behind the Daily Planet. But the best part about all of this is another character is in that meeting, and it turns out that this is the character who's been pulling the strings all along. And it is none other than the Batman Who Laughs. And you get to see it. You get to see him standing there with everyone else. And this has some serious implications. And boy, I cannot wait.
Yeah.
But
and
also,
people imply that this is not the end of this.
Yes. The comic ends on the final panel with a shot of the Daily Planet and the rift behind it, with the words "far from the end." So yeah, I mean, this could either mean we're getting another comic book series, maybe with Superman, or we're going to be getting an entire DC-based season. Like I had been saying for a while.
Yeah.
I've been wanting.
I mean, that totally makes sense. Like, why else would you introduce the idea of the Batman Who Laughs being the guy pulling the strings? Like, and again, like, I think that opens up possibilities for characters from the Dark Multiverse to show up in Fortnite, which would be awesome.
That would be great.
That would be dope.
Just get a whole Dark Multiverse Battle Pass season.
Because think about it, man. Like, you'd get the Red Death.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We've already got the Flash emo too, so.
Exactly. It's like you can. Oh man, dude, that's awesome. Like, yeah. But what else? What
else? Yeah. What am I forgetting? What?
Well, I just mean like what else? What are your thoughts like? What do you?
Oh yeah, this is. Yeah, like I'm hoping for the same. Well, I mean that's the thing too. Like we've already gotten so much. Like I don't know what they would do. Because it's like my initial like thoughts and like prediction for like that season would have been like, oh, we're gonna get like Superman, Batman, the Flash. And, I mean, we can still get Wonder Woman, so that's cool. It's like obviously first thoughts go to the Justice League, but we've already got a majority of the Justice League already.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we get more of the Titans because we've already got Raven and Beast Boy. I'm hoping we could get like Nightwing or even just Robin, Cyborg, and Starfire. That would be great.
Yeah, those would be great.
Like I am trying to think like characters that I think a Grundy skin would be kind of cool.
Ooh, that would be dope. Yeah, that'd be really.
I don't know. But I mean, like either way, like I'm excited.
Yeah. No, yeah, me too. Like I said, there's so much possibility now. Again, like even just the introduction of the Batman Who Laughs into the story, that itself opens up so many possibilities. Like that's insane, in the best way possible.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, no, man, that has me so excited, man. That's gonna be fun.
Yes,
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting for sure. All right, so there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for keeping us afloat on what's happening over in Fortnite Swag. Very exciting stuff. Can't wait to see what the future holds.
I can't wait.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get into the final news story before we talk a little bit about TV. Um, this is something I spoke to you about recently, Swag. So previously reported on this show, there is a Batgirl movie happening. We reported on the two gentlemen who had been hired as director. We know they're working from a script written by why am I blanking on everybody's names right now? Christina Hodson, the woman who wrote Bumblebee. She wrote Birds of Prey. She wrote the script for The Flash. She's very busy. So we know that that's happening, but allegedly the filming is set to begin this October, which is only a few months away, and we have not heard anything about casting yet, which is interesting. Although I was telling Swag there was some information about who the villain is supposed to be, and the villain is described as a disgruntled former firefighter. To which I told Swag, "Who does that sound like to you, Swag?"
Yep, that's right.
Any DC fans will know that perfectly describes the villain Firefly.
Firefly.
So yeah, which is exciting because that's the villain we have not. I mean, we've seen the character in live action, like we saw him on Arrow. There was a version of the character on Gotham, but we've never seen the character in a full, like a big budget live action movie, and that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see that. Um, the other thing to note about this is that they did put out a casting call for an actor to play Commissioner Gordon, which I spoke to Swag about. So that's odd. Why would they not bring back J.K. Simmons, who was contracted for multiple films? But someone else online pointed out the Flash did the same thing with Iris West, and they did indeed bring back Jason Clemens to play the role. So it's just one of those things that they do. It
Yeah.
does not necessarily mean they're recasting the role. It's just almost like a courtesy type thing. But
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah,
see.
it feels like a mandatory thing with it. Like they have to do it.
Yeah. It's like the thing with this is a deep cut. It's like with Jay on Mallrats. Like there was this weird thing about like even though that's Jason Mewes' character, there was a thing where they were holding auditions for other actors to play the part, and then Jason Mewes played the part in the movie. It was a weird story. Um, it just goes to show like weird stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
Again, it's no reason to get upset. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see what happens with the movie. You know, um, desperately waiting to hear who's going to play the lead character, and you know, but yeah, no. I just think it's interesting that they're going to start shooting here in a couple months, and we don't know who's playing
Yep.
who. But
Yeah.
what do you think, man?
I mean, like, the announcement of our villain, like, yeah, that's gonna be Firefly. Like,
Yeah,
man, that's gonna be really cool to see. And especially, like, it's gonna be like Batgirl too. So it's like it's gonna be kind of similar to what we gotten to experience with the Arkham games, but
yeah,
also to see how they kind of flesh out this story and stretch out their battle throughout the entire film. Like that's gonna be cool. Uh,
that
but like, and yeah, like also to like kind of touch on the the time frame of everything is very interesting.
yeah,
Like yeah, like it's it's very odd that we don't know who's playing who, and like they're going to be starting filming in 2 months.
yeah,
So I mean, either way, it's still exciting, and I'm sure we're going to be hearing, a lot of casting news over the next month or so.
yeah,
But I think that kind of sets up hype for it. So it's like, oh boy, I can't wait to see who's going to be playing who in the coming weeks.
Yeah, agreed. And for all we know, they might have all the roles cast and they just haven't announced anything yet. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
yeah.
Probably holding on to it for a little while.
Yeah, they might be. You're right. They might be. And considering they're going to start filming in October, that's also when Fandom.
Yeah, those are my thoughts exactly.
They might do the announcement at
Yeah,
Fandom.
and that's
So
gonna be cool. That would be
that's gonna.
great to kind of get like that thing where it's like they announce it, but like they also bring out all the actors on like a
Yeah.
yeah, like the cast. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that was something I only just realized right now. I was like, wait, October. That's when Fandom. Oh, maybe they're gonna announce. Yeah. Like, I don't. Well, we're gonna keep you guys up to date. That's for sure. All right. That's the news for this week. Swag, let's get into some TV time. We don't have a whole lot to talk about because number one, Superman and Lois has been off the air for 2 weeks. It comes back next week, but we'll cover that. Obviously, Cliff isn't here to talk about Loki, so we don't have that. We do, however, have some Flash to talk about because, boy, this season finally picked up and started the good. Finally. I said this to you, where I was like, the season started out pretty strong, and then kind of quickly turned into a bunch of who cares. The last 2 episodes, very the moment Godspeed showed up, and this whole thing about like the Godspeed War kicked off. It's like, all right, this is the show that I love. This is the show I've been waiting to get back into. So yeah, it's been very cool. I love what they're doing. I love what they're doing with Godspeed, especially since like, there are a lot of questions and they're starting to give us answers about it. Especially since they introduced a lot of this stuff last season with like the multiple Godspeeds, and they didn't really tie up any of that, but they're finally getting around to it now. I think it's really interesting. What are your thoughts on these last 2 episodes of the Flag?
Really good. Like, yeah, like I've been just glad to get back into it and like the story and these characters, and especially like this plot line that they're doing with Godspeed.
Yeah.
Like, it's picking up and it's getting really intense, but it's also like getting really cool and like really fun and exciting. So yeah, no, I'm loving it so far. I cannot wait for more, even though the season's like so close to being over.
Yeah, it's almost over, which is weird because we only have 2 episodes left as of this recording. So it feels like the season finally picked up, and then it's like, oh wait, but it's gonna be over like real quick.
Like a roller coaster, man.
Roller coaster of emotions there. But yeah, no, I thought it was pretty cool. Obviously, spoiler alert. So, it's interesting that both of these previous episodes they both begin with Barry seeing his daughter, Nora.
Yeah.
And both of those, whether they're dreams or visions or whatever they are, they both kind of inform his state of mind and what his objective is in those episodes, which is really cool. And also, every time I see Nora again, it's just like, because it always just reminds me of everything that happened in season 5, and that the season 5 finale was very emotional. So that was really cool. Also, let's just get into it, right? Let's talk about it. Jordan Fisher finally made his debut as Bart Allen in Pulse, and boy, did it not disappoint.
That's my boy, Jay Fishy.
That was such a great introductory scene. And I said this to you, I was like, he totally nailed the energy of that.
Yep.
Like, perfect. I loved it. His delivery, the energy, everything about what he did in that scene just screamed Bart Allen to me. I loved it so much. I had the biggest smile on my face the whole time. I mean, what else can I say? Like, he nailed it. He nailed it. Like, it's perfect. Perfect. What do you think, Clay?
Oh, I loved it. Like, it was so short, but like it was so great.
Yeah.
Like,
So
yeah, like I was excited, like I kept bringing it up every time we kept talking about it. It's like, yeah, like I want to see this. I want to see him as the character, and I want to see how he does it, like what he brings to the character, and like just in that short scene, like
yeah.
I got everything I wanted from that.
Oh, same. Same.
Like I knew he was gonna pull it off, like knowing him from YouTube and Twitch, like yeah, he nailed it, and that was amazing. Like yeah, like the energy, like he was just it's like it is that thing of Bart. Like he's just so excited to be there, just so happy.
He's just so yeah. He's so super excited. Just so hyperactive. Again, like I love his delivery. Like when he's like, "Oh, what's up, Pop? Can I call you Pops? You like it when I call you Pops later, but I don't know when that is." It's like just his energy and delivery on that. I was like, "Yo, that's exactly who Bart Allen is." Like,
Just non-stop talking, just keeps going.
yeah.
That's amazing.
And also, like he looked around at Star Labs, like, "Yo, this place is so crash." I was like, "Oh, yes." So good. Oh, I love it. I loved it so much. And also, like, again, like, it's such a short scene, but they managed to pack so much into it. Like, even, like, the tiny little interactions between him and Nora, it's like, oh, yeah, they're brother and sister, and they annoy the crap out of each other. Like,
Yep.
I loved it. I loved it so much. Like, that was so great. Like, yeah, my little nerd boy heart was so happy. Like,
uh,
I just can't wait to see what the next two episodes have in store for us. We saw some of the set photos while they were filming, and it looked like some epic stuff, just based on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's so good, so good. Like this season of The Flash, like I said, kind of lost me, but these last two episodes have more than redeemed it. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What would you rate? Yeah, what would you rate these last two episodes, Quack?
So the first one that we talked about, I'd say about. Oh man, that's a tough one.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say this week's was definitely a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
And mostly for Jordan as
yeah.
Bart, but also
Oh yeah.
like just the story and like everything, even like all the little stories with all the other characters was also great.
Yeah.
In this episode. Oh man, probably a 9.5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah, it
fair.
was still enjoyable.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say last week's episode was probably a 9 for me. This week's episode is easily a 10 out of 10 for me. Again, just for that intro part. I mean, yeah, the
Yeah,
rest of the episode was good, but I think the rest of the episode was probably also a 9, but that last scene definitely
upped
10.
it. Yeah,
Oh, for sure. Yeah, even like just the revelations about Godspeed and what the motivations are. Even that stuff was really interesting. Like not at all was
yeah,
really cool stuff. So yeah, these last two episodes, highly enjoyed. If you're someone who was like, oh man, this show kind of fell off, give these last two episodes a shot, man. Like it's been really interesting, really good. Also, this week's episode had a great guest appearance by John Diggle. And
yes,
there's the scene where he's talking to Barry, you know, about like, hey man, you're acting weird, like what's going on, blah blah blah. And that heart to heart he has with Barry harkens back to like the great moments from Arrow, or even like the early seasons of The Flash. It's like, yeah, man, like I don't know what happened, but like they kind of came around. And I don't know if maybe they were just saving all this stuff.
Yeah.
Good for them for finally putting it out there. Yeah, man, I think it's been really enjoyable these last couple weeks, and once again, can't wait to see what the final two episodes of the season have in store for us.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us for TV time, and that's going to do it for us this week on News of the Round Table. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Also, before we start wrapping it up, I was recently invited over to be a guest star on one of Cliff's other podcasts, now entering the ring on the Three Count podcast. And that episode will be up on July 13th. So that will be next week, or a few days away from when you're probably watching this episode. I'll try and link over to that. We'll link over to that YouTube channel so you guys can check it out. But yeah, go check it out because it was a very fun episode. If you're interested in like in characters, like, building your characters, and go check that out. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. I'm very proud of the episode. So definitely go check it out. And again, while things like you guys know where to find Chris. Well, throw his link tree right down there.
There it is, floating around as per usual.
Go show him all the love. And Swag, let everybody know where they can find you and your content.
Yeah, you guys come over to youtube.com, Mr. Swagtastic. Obviously, I've been super busy, so haven't really been hammering out content. But when there is content, it's very interested and very centered around what's been going on in my life recently. So yeah, it's making for great content. I'll say that much. But yeah, again, like touching on the Mortal Kombat thing earlier, yes, there is a Mortal Kombat video up currently as you are listening or watching this episode. So yeah, if you're interested in that, go check it out. I've got more content planned coming, so yeah, come hang out. It's a good time.
All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. You know what to do. And ladies and gentlemen, I am of course Antonio Cruz. Find me on all social media at FunProgram at FunProgram87. You can like Nerds of the Roundtable on Facebook, facebook.com/Real Nerds of the Roundtable. Follow us on Twitter at Real Nerds _. If you're watching this, you're watching it on YouTube. If at any point during this video you enjoyed yourself, you enjoyed the content, do us a favor, throw this video a like rating. It helps us out a lot. And please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that bell notification so you get notified when every episode goes live. Leave a comment down below. Keep it civilized, because that's all I ask of you. And yeah, if you're listening to us on anchor.fm/nerds or Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere podcasts are available. Yeah, I think I've got all the things, right, Swag?
Yes, I believe so.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you for tuning. I appreciate your continued support. Please join us next time. Stay nerd time. Stay nerd channel. Good night, folks.
Future Swag, you know what to do.